Welcome back to the Division 2. In this video, I want to reverse the roles. I want to be the one to set you guys a challenge. The reason I'm doing this is because I've actually been having a lot of fun on the Division 2 lately. And yes, some of you are going to be like, wow, Bill's changed his tune, he's not being negative and ranting. And that's because, to be completely honest, I can't be bothered. What is the point of putting all of that negative energy into screaming and shouting and complaining about the game? I will, when I'm running missions and something doesn't go my way, I will have a little scream and shout, and I will still be 100% completely honest with my thoughts, but I'm going to try my hardest to stick on the same route because I've never been consistent. I always change how I feel and I go through these different phases and stuff, and that's just me as a person, but I'm going to try and be more constructive with my criticism towards the game. So for an example, with the Revive Hive and the charges, even though it's being fixed now, we'll go back to before the state of the game that announced as being fixed in 10.1, with that being a problem of not being able to change your loadout for like 13 minutes or whatever the timer is because of your Revive Hive like having to go through its full 4 charges. Instead of me sitting there and going, oh, the devs have screwed up the game, oh, there's a bug, and instead of doing all of that, I would simply just state that I believe this is how they could fix it. It is a bug in the game. Just point it out, make everyone aware of it, but not sit there and just straight up complain about it. And this is also the reason I haven't touched the raid really. On the day of release on the 30th of June, I did give it a bash for a few hours. Took down Lieutenant Grey, the first boss, and as soon as I got to Pfizer, I was like, nah, I can't be bothered to keep going through this because I started getting frustrated with it. Pfizer was an absolute nightmare. Like, a lot of people trying the raid got stuck on Pfizer at the beginning, and I just thought it's not worth it. There was 8 of us in the group. That's a lot of people to be talking to at the same time. And you can just tell, like, if one person's motivation drops, everyone else's is going to drop. And we were literally on Pfizer for about an hour and a half or something like that. I think it was Con that went off to do something. And I said to everyone, let's just leave it there. Instead of getting another player in, we've had a blast, we've tested it out, we've had a nice little chat between us. And we just left it there, and I haven't returned to the raid because I know that getting 8 people together, like it shouldn't be too much of a challenge for me personally, but getting the 8 people together, jumping in there, and then having the stress of all the mechanics and stuff is going to definitely like affect the group, and people are going to start getting really like pissy about it. So I just haven't bothered. Just been doing my missions in my 4-player group, having a laugh with it. So my challenge to you guys is to try and have some fun on the Division 2, and I'm going to give you a couple of like pointers as to how you can do it, because there is a huge lack of content at the moment. There are some bugs in the game that are going to affect your gameplay, but there aren't actually too many that are like game-breaking, really bad bugs. A lot of them are just simply nitpicking. So what I'm currently doing at the moment to stay motivated and playing this game, because I love the game, always have done. I've just had my like negative side of the way the developers have dealt with things, but the way I've been having fun in the game as of late is I load up the game and I think to myself, like, I look at the targeted loot, that's the very first thing I do, and think, oh, okay, this is there, that's there, blah, blah, blah. That's my targeted loot for the day. Then what I do is, if I'm part way through putting a build together, I'll go run the mission I need to with the targeted loot. I don't really go to New York, I'm not a big fan of that area. I will if there's something I really want it and like I need to go over there, I will go to New York, but I mainly stay in DC. So it all started from, oh Jesus, where did it start? I believe it was actually you guys in the comments asking me to put different builds and stuff together. I put one together and it just kind of carried on from there. So I started looking for, like, I got the Mantis. We got that, was it level 55 in Season 2? Got the Mantis, put a build together for that, and then literally it started off, you might as well give me a job in the Lego factory. I just started building and building and building. And then it went from the Mantis to the Vial Mask, and then you guys were asking to see my current builds, and there were a few things that I wanted to change on those, so my skill build, putting together crowd control with the Vial Mask, and it just gives you a thing to do when you're playing the game, if you're going for the targeted loot. So I wanted to change up a few things on my skill build. I went and farmed some Hana U. And then I wanted to get some crowd control stuff together, so I got some of the Eclipse Protocol pieces. And then it just kind of spreads from there, and then when I get challenges through, like I get Twitter challenges, people leave comments on videos saying, can you do this, or try doing this. and it just kind of carries on from there, and you start doing missions and you get a couple of friends on, and you just basically have a laugh. And not only that, like, heroic difficulties got to the point where it's pretty easy for us. Our builds are at the point where we can breeze through heroic, so we started pushing ourselves doing legendary, and our fastest ever time ever since legendary come out was an hour and 38 minutes on District Union. So we pushed ourselves and pushed ourselves, kept improving our builds, kept doing legendary, and we got our time down to like 42 minutes, and we thought, okay, we can do this faster. Got it down to like 34, and then we had one run that messed up and we wiped on the boss area, so we had to restart our final section, and we did it in just over 30. So we thought, okay, we can do this sub 30. Ended up doing 29 minutes 9 seconds. And now, because we know we can do it fast, if there is good loot and we want to test something or put a build together, we'll go run legendary. And not only that, we tested out Roosevelt Island because District got pretty easy on legendary. I say pretty easy. It was doable for us in a fairly quick time. So we tried Roosevelt Island, that was successful. We went and did Capitol Building, and now we've done all 3 of them legit with fairly fast times. So all you really need to do is just think of something just completely out of the box. If you've never put a pistol build together, start going for some Douglas and Hardin. Try and get yourself the Punch Drunk Mask. If you're wanting to just smash a load of headshots against the NPCs, then go and get yourself a Headhunter talent, or look for the Chain Killer. I believe it's called Chain Killer, the chest that gives you perfect Headhunter. And then not only that, if you're running skills, you can go for Composure, like different talents and stuff on the pieces. You could try and get the Is It Perfect Combined Arms on the Force Multiplier. I can't remember exactly what that is. But I challenge you to think of something, a build that you would never in a million years think of putting together. Like, I have several. I've got a Glory Days headshot build, I've got a pistol build, I've got Tip of the Spear, which I'm going to be trying. I don't like the idea of that gear set, but I'm going to be trying that. I've got my crowd control skills, got a Mantis headshot build, got DPS for my Baker's Dozen, and there are some other builds I plan to try. I'm going to be trying to put an SMG build together and just doing crazy things. Like, there's always something to do in this game, even if it doesn't seem that fun, because once you can think of that initial sort of idea and get that little bit of motivation. So if you've played previously, you haven't played in a couple of weeks or a couple of months or something, and you were part way through putting a build together, if you literally just think, oh, I need to go get myself a sacrifice, that's a Providence named chest, then you can go run Providence missions, and you get into the mission and you'll start playing and time will just start passing, and it's gone from, like, I take breaks every now and then, I need to try and keep my sanity, but I will literally go from having a couple of weeks break, I'll come back, or even just like having a break for a few months even, like I have done in the past. I come back and then this game's so addictive. Like, once you get into it, you just start playing for hours and hours. And I've gone from, I believe I did a milestone type thing at about 700 hours, and then I reached 1,000, and now I'm like 1,250 or possibly even more, like 1,250 hours plus or something crazy like that, because at the moment I'm literally playing for about 8 hours a day. I started playing F1 2020, did a few races, absolutely loved it, and it wasn't as exciting to me as Division 2, because just jumping on this with my mates is so much fun. Even if we're just going for one random piece, there is always a bit of laughter in the group, even if it's us just taking the piss out of each other. So if you don't have the game installed, install it, give it a bash, even if it is only for a couple of hours, and just see if you can find something to do. But my challenge to you is to get that done and see if you can actually have fun on this game, because there is a lot of fun to be had if you can look past the bugs, if you ignore the fact that it's the same content, because all you have to do is just find a piece that you want to put a random build together, even just try a weapon you've never tried before. You would have seen some videos on the channel recently. I've tried the M16. I absolutely hated the idea of a 3-round burst rifle in this game. Tried it, it's actually a pretty decent gun. Obviously, there's a lot more to it than just, oh, load the game and try and have fun on it. Like, there are, like, people that are holding grudges against Ubisoft. Like, they've done this, they've done that, which is fair enough, totally understandable, because there has been a lot of mistakes within the development of this game, within Ubisoft's history, Massive Entertainment's history. But if you have paid money for a video game, and games are made for entertainment, then you deserve to have fun in this game. And I'm having a lot of fun at the moment, So I thought I would just do the video to let you guys know that I am thoroughly enjoying playing this game. And I kind of just wanted to try and turn things around because I understand, like deep down, I do get it. I'm negative a lot, or I have been in the past, but I'm trying to change it because if you go and watch a video, like there are certain videos I watch on YouTube and I'm seeing the people and they're all buzzing and they're energetic and they're flying around the room. And there's me just sitting there, oh, this game sucks. Oh, this is wrong with this game. No. I understand how frustrating that might be, but sometimes in my head, I just can't change it. But because you have spent money on this game, you do deserve to get value out of your money. There is fun to be had on this game. You just need to find it. You just need to search. And it's not too hard once you get into it. That's my personal opinion on it, at least. But on that note, I'm going to leave the video there. Let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments. And if you have jumped back on the game at any point, then let me know how it's going. Let me know what you're doing, because if you jump on and, I don't know, you try speedrunning Federal Emergency Bunker or something, just for pure example, then let me know in the comments and I might try it for a video. There are some challenges that I completely skip through, like I missed them in the comments and stuff, but I do love taking on community challenges. So if you have any, let me know, and chances are you could be featured in the next one. So that's going to do it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.